Good afternoon, this is Kemi Mather for BBC Kent. I'm at Mackay's printing factory in Chatham to speak to the new management team who took over just 1 month ago, and about an incident that happened yesterday on the printing floor. I've literally had to push my way through swathes of uncontent employees in your foyer who are apparently striking, and I'd like you to tell me a little bit more about why they're so unhappy and what exactly happened yesterday.
Well, the best person, I think, to answer this question is the person in charge of production where the accident took place. So I'd like to ask Charlie to step in to answer your questions about that.
Yes.
Hi Kathy, I'm Charlie. It's a tragic accident and we're all devastated. I think I speak for everybody here about the unfortunate situation with Robin James. We are in close contact with Robin and his family, and we're giving him all of the support that we possibly can. Fundamentally, we've got policies and procedures here at Mackay's that we absolutely believe in and are attempting to reinforce. The bottom line is that it seems that these procedures were potentially not followed yesterday, and ultimately we as the management team have those procedures in place to ensure that our employees are protected. So
can you tell us exactly what happened yesterday on the printing floor?
It seems that we had an employee covering a piece of machinery that he was not trained or qualified to use, and company policy and procedure is that all operatives need to be trained. It's an unfortunate accident, as I say. We're working with Robin James and his family to make his...
Can you tell us exactly what happened, what kind of machinery this was, and what injuries were sustained?
Robin took a blow to his arm that has caused him to have amputation. It was on the shredding machine.
I see. And why do you think, why was Robin operating this machine that he wasn't trained to be using?
He was covering for a colleague that was absent from his position.
And why was this colleague absent? Do you not have enough staff to operate your machinery?
No, we absolutely do. We're in an investigation right now why the assigned person was not at their workstation.
And what's your procedure for covering people when they're not at their workstations?
It should be cleared with the foreman, and the foreman should allocate a trained person to cover that workstation, or indeed put the workstation on hold.
Was the foreman in the factory at the time?
Yes, he absolutely was.
Okay, because we hear rumours about long lunch breaks, about your employees who spend an awful lot of time down the local pub. We've had stories of pub brawls and other such rumours among the others that are going around about the company right now.
I think it's fair to say that at this moment this incident is under investigation. So a lot of things are clear at the moment already, as Charlie described. But we are looking at it in a broader picture. We are here to make sure that people work here in a safe and healthy environment, and that these incidents cannot take place. But I think it would be best to wait until we investigated everything in a proper and decent way, and first discuss that with the people before we go that live on broadcast.
What do you say? What do you say to the accusations that your workforce are making against you? That you're incompetent, that you're not listening to them. Why do you think that they're so angry with you?
Well, I have to assume a couple of things. Of course, I'm not quite sure whether they are so much against us. We don't have the impression that they're completely against us.
Well, if you just walk into your foyer this morning, I think you would probably have that impression just as I did. It's certainly a very hostile environment down there.
Well, I can imagine that what happened yesterday shocked most people, and it's very human, very understandable that it did. And it's also very human and understandable that when 4 new managers comes in, I've heard we're being called as a bunch of MBAs. They don't have always the right image.
And what are you doing to improve that image?
What we're trying to do to improve that image is to work very close with the people, to involve them in the decisions we take. So I think if you would talk to a number of key people like John Sally or other people within the factory, that they would not be that negative as perhaps you might have learned from other people.
Well, yes, I think we would like to talk to them indeed, but what do you say to the rumours? Well, there are rumours going around which are pretty well founded from somebody who's left your company and who's saying that the financial management here is fairly unstable, along with other issues that you've had, such as the asbestos that everybody's heard about, but also apparently a serious server crash which has led to losing a lot of data. There seem to be some serious management issues. Is that perhaps why you haven't been able to concentrate on employee safety?
No, I think you have to be very clear about why we invested in this company. And I think there's one guy here present that knows everything about that, because he was the one that took us along. He was the one who came up with this need. And I mean, I think Paul should have a fair shot to say why we invested in this company, because I think it will answer most of your questions.
Well, we hope that when you invested in the company, you looked into these issues and that you evaluated what was going on.
Yeah.
What we'd like to know really from you today, because this is what your employees seem to be worried about, is are their jobs in danger? Or are they in danger of accidents? What is the situation for your employees who are scared for their jobs and scared for their livelihoods?
I think, firstly, I would say that nobody should be scared about their jobs. We've invested in a business which has been neglected for a couple of years now. We're here to turn it around. Safety is our #1 priority, and I think we've addressed that issue, or we've addressed the current issue, but that continues to be our #1 priority.
So no layoffs then?
Our current projections are that we want to grow this business, and we need all the employees to be working effectively within the company.
Oh, that's certainly very good news. Thank you very much. Well, we all hope that Robin recovers from his injuries. Thank you for talking to us tonight. This is Cami Mather for BBC News Kent. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, they're all a lot better than the MBAs anyway.
Yeah.
This was the best team I've seen. Yeah, they were really good. Very sensitive. Well, it happens that they have a woman as their kind of productions director, which is perhaps a little unusual in such a technical role, but certainly she definitely had the sensitivity and all the elements to deal with that. So she was very compassionate and also very clear on the priorities, which were safety. I mean, it was very oriented towards the employees, which was very good. And the CEO, it was a very strong team because the CEO presented all his team and enabled them to speak and to show the best of what they could do. So, I mean, overall, I really think they did really well. I don't think they could have done very much better.